We're in the San Diego, California area, and believe it or not, it hasn't rained in over 9 months. And the day that we come here to test drive this car, it's raining. But nothing is going to dampen my spirits because I saw this car last year and I had to keep a secret because it was in the design studio. And as a concept and the production model, they're almost exactly the same. This is the new 2017 Infiniti Q60. We're here in California to check it out. For many car companies, a halo car is usually the best way to flex their design muscles. We had a chance to catch up with Alfonso Albaiza earlier this year at the North American International Auto Show, where he shared his experience designing this stunning coupe.
We're a challenger brand who focuses on artistry as our expression of design, and with engineering we've been able to really hone that in. And this sense of carroceria, the coach building, the fingerprint of the artist in the body is where we want to be. So, and this car has all of that. The depth and the sharpness of that shoulder and the ability to open and close doors. This is one of the challenges engineering kind of completely embraced because they saw the first models of it and they said that, wow, this depth and sharpness expresses an artistry of engineering. The sense of making the metal do fluidity became the signature from the very beginning. And it was as much a passion of the engineers as us. So I can show you as the door opens that 3mm gap becomes near zero as the door slides beneath the fender. So the back is probably challenging in the sense that we have less to play with. That for me is actually one of the parts I love designing, because you can express the power of the car from the rear more than the front. The front is more literal. There's an intake, big 400 horsepower, easy. The rear is expressing more the dynamic sense of the car, the way it handles. It's really a window into how the car behaves on the road. So I love that.
The inside of the Q60 is very similar of what you'd find with the Q50. You have a dual screen layout. I do like how it works. However, this does have the same problem that I have with the other Infiniti and Nissan products. The backup camera is just not very clear, and I think that they should be replacing that sooner or later. Other than that, very driver-oriented cockpit. You have these beautiful trims here. This is like a bright carbon fiber, but you can get a dark carbon fiber, a wood trim, and then this has beautiful white seats. White, I don't know about the white. It looks good. I don't know how it'll handle in time, especially with dyes from blue jeans, so that might come off a little bit, but otherwise it looks fabulous. So does the drive and performance match the exterior of the Q60? Absolutely. First of all, a few different choices of power plants. You can go with a nice efficient small 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, putting out 208 horsepower and about just over 250 foot-pounds of torque. Or else you can go into the twin turbo V6s, which gets you 300 horsepower, or if you go for the Red Sport 400, which we are driving right now, of course, Red Sport 400, 400 horses. That's matched to a 7-speed automatic transmission. You have paddle shifters on this, so you can drive it like a manual. There is no manual option though for an actual standard transmission if you're wanting to roll your own gears. There's a little bit of a difference between the US models and the Canadian models. Canadian spec vehicles will not have 2-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive as an option. All Canadian cars come standard with all-wheel drive. Now, if you opt for the Red Sport 400, basically there's only one other package that you can put on top of that. So it comes fully loaded, but if you do opt for the technology package, it gives you adaptive headlights and the advanced safety tech. And speaking of the advanced safety tech, you have lane keeping assist, blind spot warning. It's all active stuff, so if you're going to turn lanes, not only is it alerting me, but it will actually pull the other brake on the right wheel in this case and push us back or pull us back. The lane keeping assist is also very good on this, same system that they use in the Q50 as well. The Q60 is loaded with technology, and like we said, It's got some technology and some advanced safety features, but also things to enhance the drive. It has the second generation and especially designed software for this car of their direct adaptive steering. What is that? Well, it is drive-by-wire, steer-by-wire. So there's a steering wheel sensor for input sensor in behind the steering wheel, and that tells a computer to turn the wheels with actuators with electronic motors on the wheels. So there is nothing connecting this steering wheel to the wheels. Don't worry though, there is a backup, a mechanical backup system if any of that should fail. What is the advantage of that? We did test it on the Q50, and a lot of you wrote in and said, well, why have that? Because you're taking away the feeling of the drive. It's on the contrary, it's really not that. It will minimize and take out small vibrations, and it'll allow you to use less steering wheel corrections. And at the same time, it's extremely quick, and it's programmable and tunable almost infinitely. It can even change ratios. So it can do that. You have the adaptive suspension, you have all your safety aids, your lane keeping systems, your frontal collision aids, your radar. You mix all that together and there are over 300 variables. It's pretty crazy. And just like the Q50 Red Sport 400 horses under the hood. Yes, this thing does move, and it moves very, very fast. You put your foot to the floor and you're into kind of get arrested pretty quick speeds. But the motor is very, very free revving. It feels very light, and it's smooth. What they've done to make it more efficient and smoother, first of all, they're not the first ones to do it, but they use a water-cooled charge cooler in the engine, and that makes it more efficient and gets more power out. They also integrated the exhaust manifold into the cylinder heads. First of all, that makes it more lightweight, and it also improves noise, vibration, and harshness as well. So this car is really smooth, and when you match it to the suspension and have it in the sport mode right now, it's a lot of fun. One thing about this Red Sport 400 that I wish that it had, more sound. Put your foot to the floor. And yeah, it feels and sounds like almost like a Formula One engine or something, but I want something a little more throaty, a little more of a growl. The Q60 really is the whole package. You get the great looks, you get that performance at 400 horses. It's aggressive, but not too aggressive. It's more of a nice, good grand tour. You can go carve some canyons for hours and hours and be in total comfort. This is my style of car. This third generation Q60 starts at just under $46,000 for the 2-liter turbocharged engine and goes all the way up to the top dog that we have here, which is $64,000 with the tech package. All in all, I think it's a very good value for even the base model. You think about this, you get the same styling regardless if you go for the 4-cylinder or the 400 horsepower 6-cylinder. You get 19-inch wheels and you get all-wheel drive across the line. So which one would I get? I'd probably get this one, not just because it has 400 horsepower, and yeah, I like horsepower, but this color, this is the dynamic Sunstone Red, and it's only available with the Red Sport 400.